late. Hello everyone, I'm Caroline and I think I got that wrong, didn't I? Have you been left in the dark?
I tell you, I don't know what's happening here, but I do know that I'm Phil. That's about it. Right, we're starting tonight with the only thing that we're 99% sure of is you're Caroline, I'm Phil.
That way round?
Definitely.
Right, there we go.
Yeah.
Please confirm it or tell us we're wrong.
Hello!
Right then, hello everyone. Lovely to see you here tonight.
It is
and I can see the
indeed.
chat is going along. The problem is, I record this on OBS, or not record, I actually broadcast on OBS.
Yes.
Now OBS runs about 10 seconds behind what you see where you are. And I had the wrong page on, so I was watching the page from where you are, and then I suddenly thought, oh, quick, 10 seconds ago, click back onto my control page. And of course, that was 10 seconds ago. So by the time I turned it on, we're late. I got it in the end.
Do you all understand that? If you do, please explain it in the comments, because I don't even understand I don't even understand what we're doing here. But it gets a bit technical, and tonight is not the time to have a technical problem.
You spotted me after knocking things over.
You're knocking things over. You leave my spectacles alone.
Look at this man. Look at this man.
I think I could start a fashion. Look, they look really cool. Look at that.
He's broken the arms on his glasses again.
I haven't lost it, huh? I got it here. I did manage to fix it, but it's oh heck. Hang on.
It's completely gone now, is it? Or you lost a little screw? I
on.
married a man of such class and sophistication.
We're okay.
Are we?
Yeah, I got this all under control.
Right. You look like a man who's got everything under control. Right, while you're fixing your glasses...
I found it!
Well done. Let's have a look who were the first three in. And first in tonight was Ed Creative. Well done, Ed. Followed very closely by Lexi B. And in third place is Bonnie Tyler Fan 34. And P. Mitch was just beaten to it. So well done. And that's the first of many podiums tonight. Just fiddling around with my screen because I was running so out of sync. I didn't even have my screen blown up there. I can see what I'm looking at now. Right then. It's only balancing. I know you haven't fixed it. Cool.
I just put it there.
Good idea. Right then, so I'm going to go down to the bottom of my chat now, and here we go. Oh, right then. Adam said I'm here but watching on the telly, so won't be on chat as I got family around. Oh, hello Adam and family anyway.
Hello family and
Yes,
Adam.
you can join us even if you can't chat.
That's right, and it's great to have you with us, mate. Great to have you with us. And I don't know what the weather's been like with everyone else is, but we've had some jolly heavy rain, haven't we? Jolly heavy.
Yes,
Jolly
it was
heavy
coming
rain.
down going jolly, jolly, jolly.
No, last night it was blowing a gale.
That was bad.
My mum's gazebo has bitten the dust. My mum rang me earlier on and she said, Phil, the top on the gazebo, the sort of cloth that goes over the top, I can't think of the word now, she said it's hanging on just by one piece. I said, don't worry, I'm popping over. Went across, it hadn't just blown the canvas off the top, but in the process of trying to blow it off, it had actually broken the entire frame on one side and twisted it all out of sync. So
Yep.
that's one gazebo for the scrap man. I'll be going out for the scrap man soon.
Yep.
And there'll be a new gazebo or something going up for mum for next year because it was proper stormy, that didn't it?
It was, yes.
Beginning with B, but I can't remember what it was.
Can't
Was it
remember
Birdie?
now. Something
Something like that. What did it begin with, folks? It began with B. Do you know what it was? Because we had an A just a week ago. It comes to something where we've gone through 2 storms in August.
Right, Celtic Druid. Do what Jack Duckworth did in Coronation Street. Put a plaster on the handle and save money. Don't give him suggestions.
No.
He needs a new pair of glasses.
No, I don't. I think this is I think this could catch on.
I don't think so.
I do. I think
You go out the window below and they'll fly it off your face.
they don't, because they're reading glasses, so I never wear them outdoors. I've got all the answers. I have got all the answers.
Flower Girl in Ward 17 said, you were a mess, I'm a mess, we're all a mess. That is why we all get along here.
Yeah.
Oh, the wind wasn't too strong down with Ed in Cardiff.
No,
It was pretty bad up here, Ed.
It was pretty strong up in the valleys. Yeah, it was blowing about. Yeah, and like I say, Mum lost the gazebo, and there was a few things got shifted around. The stack of timber at the side of the house has
Thank
gone
you, Linda.
over. What's that?
Linda's with me. Buy yourself some new glasses.
Linda, don't interfere.
Interfere. Keep nagging him.
No, they broke earlier on when I was at my mum's. Well, they broke a week ago and I fixed them. But now they broke again.
Yes.
I have got another pair somewhere, but I don't know where I put them. And these are not pound glasses, you know. These were £8. £8 these were.
Lexi said, if Phil starts calling Caroline his little swamp duck, we know he's turned into Jack Duckworth. No, he's not allowed anywhere near the sticking plasters. Or the band-aids, if you're
Thing
American.
is, I can't do my silly thing with the glasses anymore, because I haven't got two sides to pick them up and down. See, they do this instead. Huh? Instead of going up and down like that, they go wiggly, wiggly, wiggly.
Right. I think we'll have a question to get off the subject of your glasses.
You can't have a question.
Try to forget about
it's
them.
only 6 minutes into the show.
Oh, watch me.
People won't be ready, man.
Here we go, living life on the edge.
Okie dokie. Oh, look out. Carly's choking. Right then, folks. Let's see how observant you all are. Because in this week's video, and all questions are, some directly, some more tentatively.
Some very tentatively.
Linked to the video that you all watched, I'm sure, between 9 o'clock last night and 9 o'clock tonight. You have 24 hours to do your homework, get all your research done, ready for the show. In this week's video, I did the introduction in the doorway of the City Hall, which is quite a grand building. Quite a grand building with a very grand clock.
Reminds me of our house, really. Very
similar. A little. They both got doors.
And the odd
I think
window.
that's where it ends. That phenomenal building. It's huge. Absolutely huge. I don't know if anyone caught the shot that Caroline did, which I saw when I was doing the edit. When I was prepping the edit, Caroline does the edit. I thought it was quite clever. I didn't know she'd done that. I'd gone to get the pay and display ticket, and Caroline filmed the sat-nav with a square block picture of City Hall from above.
Yeah, I
and then
didn't notice it did that before.
came up, and it is huge. It is a massive building. It houses an awful lot of departments. But here's the question I want to ask you. When the camera panned across the building, as I did the introduction, it passed a panel that showed the date in which it was built. When was it built? Was it A, 1864, B, 1884, or was it C, 1904?
Go.
What do you think, folks? Now, if you missed the panel, you're going to have to just have a guess at when you think the City Hall in Cardiff was built. Of course, those vast, tremendous buildings are all in one way or another linked to the wealth that came from the coal industry.
Ed's been inside that building a few times, even more impressive inside. Now, we've never been inside.
No,
You'll have to go. You've started a trend now, Ed.
Oh, I've had a few susuggestions of places to go.
Yeah, one of them's the opticians.
Yeah. No.
I'll keep trying.
Somebody suggested, because of course, apologies to everyone for getting so far behind with the comments. I've had a very, very busy couple of weeks, but I've caught up to date with all my comments, which meant I've been answering comments this week from Blaenavon video, from Liam Lemster video.
Christmas 3 years ago.
And well, then people randomly watch videos, and that really throws me out, because some of them are from 2 or 3 years ago. But I've caught up, and somebody watching the, let me think, it was the Lemster one where we saw the lion, wasn't it? In the cathedral. And they were saying that there's a town in Somerset called Mark, and the parish church there has 2 stone lions outside, similar to what they had outside the carved house up in thing, except rather than walking, they are sat. And they were saying that when if the sunlight catches them a particular way, they look like lions because it colours the colour of the stone and the sun catching them.
That's clever.
So I had a little look online, and they are lovely, and it's a beautiful church, so we'll have to go there sometime when we're down that way. So yeah, we do get suggestions, and we do read them, and I do make a note of them for when we're travelling.
Oh, hello, Mudlarking with Steve. Now, is it me, or is this your first week? I don't recognise your name.
Or is it somebody with another name?
Somebody changed the name.
It's probably Mo.
I know, Rufus, I saying you just joined us.
It's probably Mo.
It's not, no, I don't think it's Mo.
Mo's forever changing her name. Mo comes in under all sorts of names.
Right
then, let's have a look here.
Quite a few dancers.
Right, let's have a look.
Mini Beast has got, Mum says B, I say A, Dad says C. So somebody in the Mini Beast household could possibly be on that podium.
Let's have a look. Well, actually, folks, we are looking for a date that is quite well known in Wales because Wales went through a major religious revival. They've been through several major religious revivals, but one of the biggest was the 1904 revival, which just happens to be the same year as they built and opened the City Hall. 1904. So we're looking for C, which means I have to come down a way to get to the man himself, who I think is going to be able to get the freehold on the gold podium one day because it's Mr. Mike Sage.
Oh, well done, Mike.
And he does know his answers. Now, sometimes Mike has to rely on the internet because his internet comes through a bit slower than everybody else's, distance, etc. He's got to rely on other people getting them wrong. And they've done a fine job for him tonight because he's the 7th answer,
Right.
the first correct answer, which means that it's going to be Mini Beast Dad,
Oh, well done,
who's on the
Beast
silver
Dad.
podium, and then one of our biggest contributors in the photo stakes, I think, is neck and neck with 2 or 3 people, but Rachel's certainly been putting some pictures up, and I know Rachel today has been to a party. Great
Lovely.
nephew,
We'll enjoy
first
a party.
birthday, hopefully had a wonderful time,
Have
and
a piece
there's
of birthday cake. I love birthday cake.
been an event in Rachel's town, and that is they have a go-kart race.
Oh, great fun.
And I was looking at the photographs and of it all set up, and they got all straw bales all down through the town for
I'd like
racing.
to try that out.
Absolutely brilliant. So it's Rachel Bailey takes the third
Well done,
slot.
Rachel.
So we've got Mike Sage, Mini Beast Dad, and Rachel Bailey with
Congratulations.
1904. And I'm not surprised that so many people went for the middle one because you tend to kind of think it was all happening in the late 1800s. You know, I can understand why people would go there. I was surprised that it had passed 1900, but there again, a lot of the big mines, now I'm talking big as in the super pits, Bargoed, Elliott's and
So you
others.
said mines for a minute, with the
No,
big mines.
Mines, pits, collieries. A lot of those, you see the dates on them, and they are around that 1900 position, and around about 1900, the very end of the 1800s. There's some of the big super pits. We've been mining in Wales since the Roman times, one way or another, whether it's levels or drift mines. But the big super deep mines, they tended to be about that time, and that's when the wealth really started pouring, I suppose. But yeah, that's when they built.
So well done if you got that right.
Yeah, there are a number of correct answers afterwards, but I would say that the most popular answer was 1884. The correct answer was 1904, and I didn't manage to fool Mike Sage, Mini Beast's dad, or Rachel because they got her.
Beata said my grandmother was 7 in 1904.
Oh, there we go.
That's amazing to think she was born in 18 something, isn't it?
Yeah, it was wacky. I'm reading a book at the moment about Churchill, and it's really weird to realise that Churchill fought in the Boer War, because we all associate Churchill as the great national leader in the war in the 1940s, but of course he actually fought in the Boer War. He fought in the First World War. He was around in the Victorian times. He's a man, and that's why he dressed the way he did with his top hat and everything, was because he was still carrying over his traditions of his youth. He was a Victorian. And sometimes we lose track of how it all fits together. Even with my love of history, I tend to forget how quickly...
And the Boer War just seems like so long ago compared to all others. So
But
just
because-
for me, in my mind.
Yeah, and it's because we don't kind of cover that
No.
in our histories and that. But it was really interesting to see how the time just moves along.
Right,
There we go. Mudlarking with Steve. Hi guys. No, I've been subbed for a couple of years on my other channel. But good memory, thanks. You realised that we didn't notice his name from
yes,
the
because
channel.
people do change their names, and then that's why. Unless if you're named Joe Blogs and you come up as Joe Blogs, I'll call you Joe. But most of the time, I don't like to say the name because I think with my luck, and what my memory's like lately, I'd say the wrong name. I don't offend anyone, so I usually I'll say thank you on my other channel to I don't know.
Somebody's got a bit of a
Dolly
compliment.
7958. Well, I wouldn't guess that their name was Dolly. It may not be. So
Well, yeah, for a long time we thought we had Bonnie Tyler following us, and then we found out that it wasn't. We
It did
didn't
say
really.
Bonnie Tyler
we did.
fan.
It
We
did
did
say
know.
Bonnie Tyler
We did
fan.
guess.
I know, and it was Bonnie Tyler fan and a number. But
Wait a minute, whose birthday is it? Christina, is it? I'm trying to find out because everything's moved
yeah,
around.
it looks like Christina says
Happy
it.
birthday, Catherine, we got there. From Christina. Right there, we need to know whose birthday is it. Catherine G, my birthday was yesterday, and we went to a magic show to celebrate. My hubby got called on stage for a card trick. Ooh, it's exciting. Oh, happy birthday for yesterday. Sounds like you had a good time. And so, is it Christina's birthday as well? Christina, is it your
Yes,
birthday?
there we go. Hello everyone. Sorry we're a little late. Crazy adventure getting back from Germany, and it's my birthday today.
Well, happy birthday,
So there
Christina.
we
I hope
go.
you're having a really lovely day.
Well, if it's Christina's birthday today, I could sing happy birthday.
Now you've done it. Go on then.
Shall I? Shall I?
What do you reckon?
Shall
Who
I?
thinks Phil should sing happy birthday? Oh, and Christina's 50 today. Oh, you're a baby compared to me. My next one's going to be 60.
Yeah, and my next one would be 60 if only I was 3 years younger. Just think, if they hadn't moved the goalposts, I'd be getting my pension in 2.5 years' time.
Oh,
Right,
Phyllis said to sing.
Right, oh, here we go.
Yeah, Lexi
So-
said sing in Welsh. Do you know it in Welsh?
Oh,
Pen blwy'n happy si hi.
no, I'm not doing that. That's true. I've already been singing Welsh this week. Twice, last week and this week.
Random said, okay, mute, sing all you like.
There you go. There you go. So we got Christina and we got Catherine. Catherine's yesterday, Christina's
So
today.
here you go. What's that? I'm going to come down and have a little dance while he sings. Go on then.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Catherine and Christina. Happy birthday to you.
What's
There
that?
you go.
Oh, no, it's your birthday, sorry.
Birthday kisses.
You're going to get a birthday kiss whether you want one or not. Pack her up, in comes Manky, and for everybody else who wants a kiss, you can have it too. Mwah!
Oh, well, somebody else is heading for 60 as well as you, my dear.
Who's that?
Yeah, Beata saying that mine will be 60. So there we go.
Right, so there we go.
There we go. 50s, 60s, we got all manner of ages. Yeah, I actually got to sing in Welsh. I actually got to talk in Welsh as well at one service I did. But I've had 2 people choose a particular song, so I learned the chorus so that I could sing the chorus along with the recording. Yeah, Anna O'Heed. Yeah, I sung that one. But
It's
I'm
all
not singing
funny
tonight.
with a lot of people who are not national Welsh speakers, like come to the rugby and they'll sing like Gwlad, Gwlad, Plaid I lor mi Gwlad, and then they go Baha. That's the only bits they know.
Oh, Callum and Lan's the best when they choose that, because everybody knows the chorus and nobody knows the verses. I didn't attempt to learn the verses of Amara Heed, but I did learn the chorus. I taught myself the chorus so that I could sing along with it from the front, because we had 2 very passionate Welsh boys that passed away, and I was doing their services.
Oh, happy birthday to Random's mum for yesterday.
Oh.
And Ed is having it's not my birthday day next Saturday, so you can sing to him.
Oh, right.
To sing happy unbirthday to Ed.
Excellent. Yeah, somebody else? Peggy Reed. my
Oh,
birthday,
Bonnie
2
Tyler
months.
fans will be 36 next week.
Oh,
Peggy Reed's going to be 73. Wow. I always remember my granny, because my granny, I was talking to her when she was in her 70s. And she said, the thing is, I look wrinkly on the outside, but I feel smooth on the inside. And that's how she used to describe it, because she didn't feel old, but she looked in the mirror and there was somebody covered in wrinkles looking back. And I find I don't feel anywhere near 60. I feel like 30 inside, but it just what happens on the outside, is it? The outside bit falls to bits.
It's also funny how as you get older, the measurement of time seems to change.
Oh, definitely. Speeds up.
Yeah, I was listening to a program on the radio this week.
Oh, Radio 4 again.
Radio 4, very interesting on Radio 4. And they were saying that this is a reality, that creatures that have a shorter lifespan see the world slower. Slows everything down. And they said, where we sometimes say, oh, when I'm having a good time, time seems to fly by, but then when I'm really bored, it seems to take forever. They said that's a reality. It is something our brain does. And like I mentioned, Rachel was putting up some great pictures this week, and Rachel put up some pictures from her trip to, I think it was the Golden Coast of America in 1992, which I think, that's not long ago.
No.
And then I think, oh heck, that's 31 years ago. Do you know what I
so
mean?
open there, like, how did that happen?
I remember the first time I thought, the 1980s are a long time ago. They can't be a long time ago because we got married in the 1980s, we had our children in the 1980s, you know, all these things, and we think that's not that long ago, and then you think, yes it is, because one of our babies has gone 40, like.
Mini Beast has put a joke up. I really think this was funny. A cowboy emigrated to Wales and opened a ranch at Llanfair Gerich and Drobw Fflant City. Go. Unfortunately, none of his cattle survived the branding.
Many Beasts, I'm only responsible. If I can't get Caroline to regain her composure now, it's your fault.
I'm going to be sensible. That was good.
I gotta be honest with you, Beast. Out of all your brick jokes and all the others, I think that one's probably streets ahead at the moment. I think that's going to be running top of the... You're going to have to up your game if you come up with another one tonight.
Yeah, that was really good.
You really are.
Oh, Ribble Finds and Crafts is 65 next year. Well done. And still have to wait for my pension. I know. But it took my works. I took my works one 12 years ago when I took early retirement. It's the same with me. I can't retire till I'm 67. I think that's terrible because a couple of years ago I was looking at retiring at 60, and now they
well, the
just
thing
moved it
is,
all.
when we first, we were growing up and the children were coming along, we were doing all the rest of it. We were looking to our retirement, and it worked out because I am 4 years older than Caroline. Then we would have been retired. You would have actually retired 1 year before me, and then I would have retired, and we'd have had both our state pensions by the time I was 65. Now, I don't get my state pension till 67, Caroline doesn't get hers till 67, so we're looking, before we both got our pensions, rather than it being sort of in 2 years' time and we'd both be on pension, it's going to be in 5 years' time.
Yep.
So, yeah, everything's moving, everything's changing, but still, at least we're here to look forward to it and enjoy it, and that's what matters. Because... another thing to mention as well, I know Rachel's put up some lovely pictures, including the picture of the hometown of Stan Laurel, which interestingly enough has a Dickensian,
I always tell him Phil off a point too. When we're doing videos, he's doing it and I say, fingers down.
I'm telling you, I'm always talking my hands.
If you cut Phil's arms off, he would be mute from then on. He couldn't speak.
Yeah, I'm out preaching tomorrow morning. You can, I'll be going.
No, I will be there to tell you off.
Yeah, I'll be liberated. Caroline won't be in the congregation to tell me off. But they do a Dickensian day, like a carnival festival in November, and everyone dresses up in Victorian outfits.
We're too old, we know. It's so long since I've lost the plot.
We are at Elveston.
Did you tell me that before?
No, I said we were
good.
at the birthplace of Stan Laurel, which I thought would be more memorable than the name Elveston.
Look, now I'm going to do a very silly
And the reason we're there is because Rachel put pictures.
Yeah,
but the reason I mentioned it is I was thinking perhaps it'd be an idea for us to get costumes.
Oh, wouldn't that be
and
fun?
we could go to this and we could do a video. And we could dress up in Dickensian costumes.
Yeah.
We could also go to the carnival and dress up as Laura and Hardy.
Which one would you be? You'd have to be the tallest one.
I'd be the tall one, so I'd be Oliver Hardy and you'd be Stan Laurel.
Right. I'd have to keep playing with my...
You'd be good.
Oh no! See, I thought the thin one was the tall one.
I don't think so. I think no. I think he's the little one. He's little thin one.
Oh well, I'd be good at fiddling with my tie. So. Oh, thank you, Ruthie. Just had this cut about 10 days ago now. So getting used to it now. When I first had, I don't know if you were the same. When you first have a completely different hairstyle, you walk in the mirror and think, "Oh, who's that?" And I didn't like it. Thought I looked rather eccentric, but it's growing on me now, literally. Right then. Oh, Ed said you could make some Dickensian costumes in some shabby chic style. Yeah, the thing is with those sort of things, I'm not that good at... I can do dressmaking. I've made clothes and things to make dresses for my children, and I've made a dress for me once. But there's just... You can tell they're homemade, so I don't know whether I'd risk that. I'd probably step on the head and I'd pull the skirt off or something.
It'd be an idea, wouldn't it? Bit of fun,
Bit of fun, yeah.
Bit of fun.
Where'd you get your Kensian
You'd
costumes
have to go
from?
to a costume place and hire them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, we need them for like a week if we're going to travel up there and get them.
Yeah,
We'll think about
we'll
that.
see.
We'll think
I'll
about
look
the
into it.
logistics.
Anyway, having got off to a cracking start, having our first question 6 minutes in, it's now 26 minutes in.
Right,
Do you want to have
another
the second question? Well, having done a bit of singing tonight, I'm going to have a singing question.
Ooh. Are you going to sing the question to us?
No.
Right.
No, I'm going to not do that. But I'm going to ask a question because, of course, when we were in the Dominion Arcade, out of the 3 murals we showed, 2 of them were Welsh singers. Shirley Bassey and Dom Jones.
Did you notice Manky? He just insisted on being in the shop with Tom Jones. He loves Tom Jones. Actually, I'm thinking that, we've had a lot of letters lately from Tom asking if he can come on our show, and I just don't know whether he's a good fit for the show. So I keep saying, hold on now, Tom. Maybe one day. But I don't know. What do you think? If he does ask again, should I let Tom Jones come on or not? I think I may have offended him now because I've refused him so many times.
Shall I get back to the question?
Yes, go on then.
Wales is known as the land of song. Not because all Welsh people can sing, but because all Welsh people do. Yes, from the male voice choirs to bands like the Manic Street Preachers and the Stereophonics, and so many solo artists from Shirley Bassey, Bonnie Tyler and Cerys Matthews to Tom Jones, Ricky Valance and Shakin' Stevens. But which of these 3 had the most #1 hits as a solo artist? Was it A, Tom Jones, B, Shakin' Stevens, or C, Shirley Bassey?
Go! Did you know, you probably didn't know, we knew the cousin of Shakin' Stevens, and we also knew was it a brother, or I think it was a brother, of one of the members of the Manic Street Preachers. Dweena. So there we go. Does that make us famous? Because we have famous connections.
Don't
sort
think so.
of. Very tentatively.
They're very, very tentative indeed.
Yes.
Right then. Oh, they are flooding in. The answers are pouring in.
Ooh,
Let's see who people are going for. Are they going for Dame Shirley Bassey, Sir Tom Jones?
Again, he goes in waves.
Oh, of course, I put him in order. It's Sir Tom Jones, Shakin' Stevens, or Dame Shirley Bassey. If I say them in the wrong order, people get confused. Yes.
Lexi's mum says Birdie Chassie. Oh, I know her well. She serves down the chip shop in Bargood.
Rachel's put up the dates. It's the 25th and 26th next year.
Right.
This year.
I was going to
This
say
year,
next
in
year.
November.
Right. Where's it to? Elverston.
Elverston. Yeah.
Sounds a bit much like Galveston. Remember that store? Was it Glen Campbell?
I was thinking in my head.
Galveston?
Yeah, I thought I won't sing it, but I was singing in my head and singing Elverston. Yeah, it went through my head as well there. Right then, folks. Ooh.
Oh, Ed's got connections to Tom Jones, just not the famous one. Oh well.
Same year. Same year. Auntie Barbara and Uncle Tom.
Oh yes.
That was Jones. Mind you, that is a famous connection because the Tom Jones that I knew, because he's now passed away, and Auntie Barbara, they got a famous son. No, grandson. Yeah. Their son, claim to fame was he was the tallest police officer in the Gwent Force when he joined. But their grandson's claim to fame is he's captained Wales in the rugby, in the internationals, Ryan Jones.
You know what they say, don't you know? Always the bridesmaid, never the bride. We know all these people who know famous people, but we're not famous yet.
Yes.
I don't know if I'd want to be famous, really.
No,
to the point you can't even go shopping without people mobbing you.
I shared the stage with Ryan when we did his grandmother's funeral because Ryan did a speech on
do you get mobbed now when you go shopping?
All the time. All the time. People come up to me and they say, "You're him, innit? You're him."
Yeah.
I had a neighbour move in next door and he said, "I know you.
You're the man with one arm and his glasses."
Do you do funerals? Everybody recognised me from the front of the crowd. Actually, that line, "You're him, aren't you?" I actually did a service last week for a chap, sat in a pub, and the waitress came up to her, the barmaid came up and said, "You're him, innit? You are. You're him. Go on, do the thing with the glasses. Go on, do the thing with the glasses." So not liking to disappoint her, he gets his glasses and he wiggles them up and down. She ran over, she got a beer mat, she said, please sign it for me. So he signs Eric Morecambe. The chap's name was not Eric or Morecambe, but he looked the spit of him, so he got away with it.
I don't think it could confuse me with voice-wise. I could easily get away with being Hyacinth Bouquet.
Everybody says that,
I don't think I look like anybody, but I do sound like, well, apparently, I don't think I sound like Hyacinth Bouquet, but so many people thought I sounded like Hyacinth.
Right, it seems to be that the most popular of answers is a combination, I think primarily people are going A and B kicking off anyway,
yeah,
a couple of C's later on then. But actually the answer is B. It is Shakin' Stevens.
There we go.
Because
Do you know where he lives? He's the one with the green door.
Shirley Bassey's got 2 #1 hits as a solo artist. Tom has got 3 as a solo artist, but he did get a #1 hit with someone else. And Shakin' Stevens got 4.
There you go.
And he did them all in the 1980s. Even though he's been an entertainer and a singer since the 60s. He was going from the 60s, but then he hit fame in the 80s and did very well for himself because he beat both Tom Jones and Shirley Bassey. It's just she's a dame, he's a sir, and he's just shaking. He hasn't got an actual. He hasn't had a knighthood. So we have got 3 in a row correct answers. Mini Beast was fast, but wrong.
No.
Went with Manky for Tom because Manky will always pick Tom. But then we got 3 in a row, and it's Ed Creative, Judy Erickson, and Beata Heinz.
So Ed, Judy and Beata. Well
there we
done.
go. That's
Congratulations.
They're 3 in a row, straight off. Correct. Well done. Yeah, Shakin' Stevens. Rock and roll, wasn't he? Rock and roll, Shakin' Stevens, Green Door, etc.
Well, somebody was saying to you, Bonnie Tyler fan, I only know of one of Shakin' Stevens' songs fully, and it's called A Rocking Good Way.
Yeah, I remember Green
that
Door.
one. Yeah.
And he's actually still touring, but he's not got any dates out this year.
Right.
So I'll keep an eye out, and if he's out next year, we can go see him. I just missed the Proclaimers. I happened to be looking on the internet doing the research for these questions, and I found the Proclaimers were in Swansea last night.
Yep. So you missed them.
And I found out last night. That's missed opportunity because I do like. Has anybody out there ever heard the Proclaimers? Now I know that's a silly question if you're from Scotland, because of course you will have heard the Proclaimers. They made the charts once.
Was it with
I will walk 500 miles and I will walk 500 more. So it's 500 miles was the song that made them famous. But they've got some cracking songs. I've got 2 of their CDs, haven't I? Which might not sound like a lot, but if you knew how big my CD collection was
it 3?
yeah, I've got 4.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've got 5.
5?
I think I got 5.
Oh, you insatiable man! Stop buying CDs.
Yeah, because I've got Andre Bocelli. I've got 2 Proclaimers. I think I've got 1 of. Who's that guy? Can't remember now. I definitely got it though. Right. But I've got a Susan Boyle.
Letter from America. Well done, Rachel. Yep, I remember that one.
That's it. Yeah, they're excellent band. I love them. And they were in Swansea last night, and I didn't know.
There's something I can sound very intellectual here. Random said, wonder if Welsh cows moo in Welsh, but it turns out that they did an experiment, probably about 10 years ago now, and they found that cows get a different they got different accents all around the country.
Yeah.
And so they're saying it can distress, if a cow was brought up in Wales and is suddenly taken to Cornwall, it will be distressed for a couple of weeks because it's not used to the accent of the moo. No, that was what the scientists said, so I sound very intellectual there, don't I?
Have you seen Mini Beast's latest offering?
Mini Beast.
What do you call the largest mammal on Earth that lives in a palace?
Don't know.
The Prince of Wales.
Oh.
Now, fair play, Mini Beast did say it's going downhill from you, so I'll give him that. Yeah.
Yes, I think he was. I can remember a Christmas song, I think, as well, Beata. Does anybody remember the name of Shakin' Stevens' Christmas song? I liked Ed Sheeran and Elton John's Christmas one. You Before Last now. I loved that. Thought it was very fitting because of the way the world had gone at the time. So it was really nice. Ed Sheeran's another one who's always trying to come on our show. I'm like, no, Ed, you're not coming on. You're a musician and we don't do a lot of music on the show. But he keeps asking. Right then. Oh, Merry Christmas, everyone, was it? I don't remember. Jingle Bell Rock? Oh, yes, Lexi. Merry Christmas, everyone, in his knitted jumper. Yep. I loved that. That was really clever. I love the people he had on. Like, he had Michael McIntyre and most obscure people that you wouldn't normally have in a pop video. Right then, so we need to do something. What are we going to do?
Happy news.
Happy news. Here we go. If I can find the little thingy.
Were you happy news?
Go on then, I'll
Do
go
you
with
do
my
happy news? Do you do
I
your happy
need
news?
glasses. I've actually got glasses I can see out of.
Yeah, how Manky likes this happy news because it's got teddies in it.
I know, he loves anything with bears in. Teddy bears with hospital tubes being made for poor Leeds kids. A Leeds custom teddy bear company is raising money to pay for custom bears to go out to the children who cannot afford one. Nick Hardman, who runs the store, makes the custom teddies featuring shunt valves, insulin pumps and pacemakers. This means that kids going through incredibly tough times can have a toy that looks just like them. He said the toys have a massive impact on the kids who get them. I'm talking kids wearing hearing aids who keep taking them off because they don't like them, and they get a teddy bear with a hearing aid and they stop removing their hearing aids. A kid used to cry when they put their boots on at night. Now they don't cry, they put their boots on so they can be like their teddy. The best was a little girl who was scared of her heart surgery, and then she was excited for her heart surgery so she can be like her teddy. They changed fear to excitement. You can't put a price on it. And now Nick's toys have received some attention from a singer, Lewis Capaldi, who has donated £2,000 to the Teddy Hospital and dedicated his music video for Haven't You Ever Been in Love Before to the amazing story of Nick and his teddies. With the donation, Nick's made 80 bespoke teddies for children around the world with serious illnesses, and they all look like a yellow guitar-playing dog he made for Lewis as a thank you for his support. Now Nick, who's a single dad, hopes to turn the 3D toy shop into a full-time job and make even more of his very special toys for sick children all around the world. That's lovely, isn't it?
Reminded me of Bentley.
Yes, our youngest, they had open heart surgery, and the gas and air machine, the heart replacement thing when they're doing the op, was made by Bentley, and so all the babies and the little children, when they came out of surgery, would wake up with a Bentley bear in their cot. Yeah. And they had their Bentley bear for years and then lent it to somebody and they lost it.
I think they kind of wanted to cheer the child up, so gave them their favourite toy, and like they said, it didn't come back, but they don't mind.
No, they enjoy giving it to the child. Yeah. But, I'd love to get hold of another Bentley bear for them, but you can't buy them. I don't think they even do those anymore.
Yeah, the Shakin' Stevens Christmas song, Snow is Falling all around me, children playing, having fun, it's the season, love and understand.
I don't think you can actually say
Merry
the words.
Christmas,
it's terrible.
Everyone.
They're so bad on copyright strikes now.
That's the one that he did. I remembered it when I looked it up and saw the words. So there we go.
Random said a clay pipe stem would make a good glasses handle. Don't encourage him.
I could get
good suggestions of sticky plasters and
if I stick pipe stems all the way around there and then put them all over this arm and then put one up there, it would match.
If one day a video comes out and you see Phil wearing those glasses, you'll know that somebody else is filming it because I ain't going to refuse. Right then. So, are you going to do your happy news or should we have another question? Because time is ticking on.
We'll have a question and then we'll do the happy news.
No, Ed, he's not using teapot handles either.
Right then. I can get to ask a question about Aneurin Bevan.
Ooh.
Because, of course, Aneurin Bevan's statue stands proudly looking out towards the castle right at the end of Queen Street, as we showed on the video this week. And also, we had, because I'd been to work immediately before going and making the film, so we'd had lunch at the Aneurin Bevan.
We did.
Which is a rather strangely located Wetherspoons. I don't know how strange the locations of Wetherspoons are in other people's parts of the world, but when you drive into Cardiff on a major interchange with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 9 lanes of traffic. Right in the centre of it, on the roundabout, because you've got 3 going down that way, 2 coming up this way.
They're not 99 all at the same time, though.
No, in the centre of 9 lanes, with a flyover and a roundabout, you've got this car park and a pub, and you've just got to go in the inside lane and swing in.
Yes.
And then you've got to pull out into the traffic. But that's the Aneurin and Bevan, and that's where we were. So, here's an Aneurin and Bevan question, folks, for you all out there. Aneurin and Bevan left school at 13 and began working in the local pit. He became a trades union activist, and during the 1926 general strike, he rose up as one of the leaders of the South Wales miners. But at what age was he first elected as Member of Parliament for Ebbw Vale? Was he A, 21, B, 31, or C, 41?
Go.
How old? Put an H in there, now, how old was Aneurin Bevan when he became an MP?
Wow.
Do you think he was A, 21, B, 31, or C, 41?
Right, now that started off with almost a million A's.
That's good. We've got 55 in and a million of them. We got A's.
Oh, there's some answers. So, yeah, now we begin all different ones now, but that was all the rage at the beginning, but that doesn't mean he was right. So, Flower Girl says, I was stuck in traffic on the 405 freeway in Los Angeles last week, and the only nice thing was our car was suddenly surrounded by just a second, I'm going to put a full stop in there so I can move it up. Surrounded by a dozen dragonflies. Oh, lovely. I love dragonflies, they're beautiful, aren't they? And I love we get little blue ones, then we get bigger size red ones, and then the yellow ones, like these are the very big ones. I don't know if yours is the same, but on mine I can't see the chat because the heart thing covers over it, probably because I've got my screen blown up so much. So if I put that little dot in, it takes everything up.
Right then, here we go. The first correct answer is the 10th answer in.
Ooh.
And it's Lexi B with a B.
Well done, Lexi.
Because he was 31 when he took his seat in Parliament for the first time. 31 years of age. So, Lexi B got it correct. Gold podium. Now, we got to go down to Carlin Scott.
Oh, well done, Carlin.
And then Chelm 9.
Well done, Chel.
So, we got Lexi, Carlin, and Chelm 9. You've got the podiums, but I'm going to run down and mention Ribble Finds and Crafts and Linda Peterson.
Oh,
because they are the only other two that got the correct answer. So they get a special mention, although the podium places have gone to Lexi, Colin and Chad.
It's well done.
They've got the podium.
Obviously not
31 years of age when he went into Parliament. And what at the end of the day, when you think 13, he was down a mine working, and then he becomes the architect and the health minister who introduced the National Health Service. And did you know he resigned from the government in protest when they introduced charges for dental care and for glasses?
Right.
And see, if I would have glasses today if he'd had his way.
Yes.
And they'd have had an arm on each side. Yeah. When they introduced the charges, he was so disgusted he resigned from the government. Man of principle. But he rose back up to be deputy leader of the party. But sadly, by that point, he was quite ill because he had cancer and he died within a year. But he was deputy leader of the party. There we go. So, a big career he had, but he was only in Parliament for 29 years. He went in at 31, but he did a lot of work in the unions before that.
Ruthie said, I must have watched the wrong video because I don't remember any of this.
We were in Cardiff. And it definitely happened. I am on the right week, aren't I?
I think so.
Yes. Must be, because we only filmed it a couple of days ago. I had work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. Caroline edits on a Thursday. So on Wednesday, I happened to be in a creme in Cardiff. So I came out of the creme in Cardiff, we went for lunch, and then I took off my top half and put on, I had my Manky t-shirt underneath all my stuff. So I took it off, I had a Manky t-shirt, put my shirt on.
You know, like Superman does this and it says Superman.
Mine
Phil
says,
does this, he
Manky
says,
says,
Manky
have
Panda."
fun. Yeah, so it was only this week we did this. We can't get that wrong, can't forget that much.
Oh, Flower Girl said, I have dozen dragonflies that hang around my house and garden. I love them when they fly at sunset around my deck. I'm thinking of getting a pond. I don't think I'm building I haven't really got the space for a big pond. But they'll come even on quite a small amount of water. So I'm thinking of putting a little pond in the garden so we get those and frogs. I love hearing the frogs in the evening. It's lovely. So that's my plan at the moment. I'll let you know if I build it. Probably won't be for a while.
Minnie Beast wants to know, why do penguins never go to England?
No idea.
Because they're afraid of whales.
Oh, because of Welsh jokes coming in today.
Oh, yes, yes. Still need to punch higher if you're going to beat the Brandon one, though.
No, that. And I'm not mean. I don't agree with Brandon. I just found that, quite funny.
Right then, shall I do my happy news?
Go on then. I suppose we want a jingle as well.
I want a jingle. Have a jingle.
Thank you, Mr. Newscaster.
Lawyer gets big surprise after helping a woman who stole a pencil case. The year is 1998 and Malaysian lawyer Ahmad Zaharil was a bit confused when he saw a distressed Indian Malaysian woman in her 50s being brought into court charged with shoplifting. Ahmad felt compelled to ask her about her case, to which she replied that she had stolen the pencil box worth 18 Malaysian ringgit, I believe the word is, or just over $5 American, and she'd stolen it from a supermarket. She went on to explain that she'd promised to give her son a pencil box if he finished first in his class. He was in his 4th grade and he passed his exams with flying colours. So Ahmed, a father of 5, asked for the case to be postponed while he went to gather evidence of the case, arguing that if she were jailed, no one would be at home to care for her son. The teacher confirmed that indeed her son was the top student, but when the lawyer offered to pay double the value of the pencil box to the store owner if the case could be dropped, the man declined. So Ahmed returned to the court, took on the case for free, and managed to get the jail time and fines waived in exchange for a 1-year good behaviour promise. Ahmed said, before she left, we passed the hat around the courtroom and collected a couple of hundred ringgit from the court staff, the policeman and myself. We handed over the money to the woman and she left after expressing her gratitude, and I never saw her again. Then, in 2018, 20 years later, a young lawyer approached Ahmed at court one day. "Hello, sir. You won't know me," he began, "but I am the son of the cleaner you helped 20 years ago. Remember the pencil box case?" I almost fainted when he told me who he was, Ahmed said. It was heartwarming and one of the happiest moments of my life. And I thought that was a very, very touching story. And the fact that he got to meet the lad who'd become a lawyer and was now defending other people, probably influenced in his choice of career by the kindness of the lawyer to his mum when he was in the 4th grade. So I thought that was, he never knew what would come of it. He never knew what the future would hold. And sometimes we do things and we never see the outcome.
No.
But it's lovely when you read these stories because it shows every act of kindness has an effect. It's like dropping a stone in a pond, which Caroline loves to do, as you all know. and you see the ripples going out. You know, those random acts of kindness, the fact that he saw the distress on the woman, the fact he went over and asked, the fact he tried to prevent the case. When he couldn't, he was willing to defend her for nothing, and then to have a whip around so that she would never be put in that position again and could look after her son. And then 20 years later, to find him as a lawyer in the court with him. I thought that was a really nice story.
A lot of job satisfaction there, I expect.
Yeah, and it's all the difference you can make.
Right. Anne Goodwin, when we were talking about the pond, said, "You're pondering this idea, Caroline. Very good, very good." Yeah, we used to have a lovely pond in our last house, and I bought a koi, and he was this big, cost me £1.75, and we had a problem with the pond, and it built up with silt in the bottom, and I'd made it over 1 metre deep so that he could go to the bottom in the cold weather. And because of, I didn't realise it had silted up, and he froze to death. And when he died, Colin, I know, our youngest wanted to call him Colin. Colin, our koi, was, no kidding, he was this big. He was probably like a 200-pound koi. And he was a ghost koi, he was silver. And he was dead. I left him for a while because they say sometimes they can get him suspended animation in the cold, but no. You could see after a couple of days he was well and truly gone. So that was very sad. I haven't had a koi since. I've noticed, have you seen the price? If you're ever in a garden centre, pop in and have a look at the price on kois. Oh, if I bred Colin, I know I couldn't breed one koi, but if I'd had two and bred them, I'd be a millionaire now. Well, not a millionaire, but they are very expensive.
Should we have another question?
Let's have another question. Hold on a second, I've got to find it.
Right then, we'll have an animal question. And the animal, no surprise, bees. There we go, we're going to talk bees for a moment. In Europe, 84% of the 264 crop species and 4,000 plant varieties only exist thanks to the population. pollination of bees. Which is why some say Albert Einstein, but it probably wasn't, said if the bee disappeared off the face of the earth, man would only have 4 years left to live because they produce so much of our food. My question is, approximately what is the world bee population?
Ooh.
Is it A, 1 trillion, B, 2 trillion, or C, 3 trillion?
Go.
What do you think roughly the number of bees in the world is? 1 trillion, 2 trillion, or 3 trillion? That's a lot, isn't it?
Now Ed had 20 or so koi in an old pond and a heron ate them all. I caught a heron in my pond once. I managed to shoo him off. But when they find you got fish, they can spot them from high up, because especially if they're goldfish, they'll see the glinting of the colour. Very greedy.
Ooh.
No, sorry, I'm getting a little bit distracted there. Right then, so what are the answers?
Well, I am pleased to say that I just looked down and we have got 3 correct answers. We got lots of answers, but we've got 3 correct ones. Because the answer is approximately 2 trillion. So we're looking for B. And I'm going to have to go down some way to find the first B, but the first B is Glenda Weiss. So well done, Glenda. You were on the gold podium. Then I've got to go down, 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 down. Oh, I'm going down, 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 down. And I find P. Mitch has given us a B. So it's Glenda, P. Mitch, and I know I saw one more B at least. Sandy Black came in with a B. Only 3 correct answers. 2 trillion bees, 3 correct answers. And it's Glenda, P. Mitch and Sandy have got the podium. So well done for getting that right. Excellent.
Right, Linda Hardy said, Caroline, you just washed your cardboard hat craft. Why not wear one for happy hour? But because I made it sort of fit my granddaughter, so it won't fit me, I don't think.
What she's trying to say is she can't forget.
Yeah, see, it doesn't actually come down, but there's my hat. It won't fit you, will it?
No, I got fat
I
head.
can put it down that way just a little bit. They were, oh, I look very like I'm going to Ascot now, don't I?
Oh yes, definitely.
But no, it doesn't fit on the back of my head. It's too fat.
And seeing Glenda's name there reminds me of something that I was reading on our Facebook group. If you haven't joined the Facebook group, folks, put in your notification to join and we'll click you in. It'll be great to see you there. We've got nearly 90 people there now. And Glenda was saying that in 1931, when her great aunt and her grandmother were in their teens, they didn't have much at all. So the girls drew names and each made a present to be like a secret Santa for each other. And I think it was, let me just check. Yeah, it was the great aunt that made a black cat for her grandma. And then every year they used to put an accessory onto the black cat and give it back and forth. And Glenda was saying that when her great aunt passed away and her grandma had passed away, they found in her great aunt's possessions the black cat was still there from 1930s, so we're talking 90 years or more ago. And she found it and gave it to her cousin, who now takes it on trips. And the black cat has been all over the US. It's been to England, Scotland and Ireland. So they got to get their cousin on a plane and send it to Wales just so they can do the fourth one. But,
do you realise how difficult it is to take a man seriously when his glasses are at that angle?
There we are, fixed it.
Anne said, I've heard koi and goldfish never stop growing. Now, I've heard that as well. I did hear that they will be restricted only by the size of the pond or the bowl. And that's why if you put a goldfish in a bowl or a tank, it'll grow to a certain size. But then if you then take that goldfish and put it in a huge pond, it'll carry on growing then. So apparently they grow until it makes for a sensible habitat and then they stop. So whether that's true, I don't know.
Another thing we've had this week on our Facebook group, as well as stuffed animals in the stuffed black cat, we've had real animals because Ed and Yvonne have posted panda videos this week. We've also had Stephen. Now Stephen's broken with his usual trend and put up a video he shot a couple of years ago, a beautiful video of some deer. It was gorgeous. Also Ed has been putting up old video because he took a video 13 years ago of swans on a river, and I don't think Ed filmed this one, but I think he saw it and decided it was worth sharing, and I agree. And that was the pigeon doing backflips. A pigeon doing backflips. But I've got to be honest, if you're going for the top animal image for this week on video, I think it's got to be Lexi.
Yeah.
Feeding a tiger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not every day you get to feed a tiger.
No, admittedly, before you all think she's super brave, she was stood with bars between her and the tiger through the gate. But yet, Lexi was feeding a tiger. That can't be bad, can it?
No. Well, it could if it actually got your arm. I'd be too scared.
And we've also had some more brilliant footage from Anne and Jason on their trip over. They've put up fantastic images of tornado jets refueling in midair.
Yeah.
The red arrows. Now I'm used to the red arrows doing their own fly thing, but they were doing the circle thing around each other, which was absolutely brilliant, and they caught it fantastic on camera. But also, as well as the air show, how's this, folks? For a clock over 600 years that's still ticking at Salisbury Cathedral, but my golly, it's a big lump because there's big, huge stone weights on the back on chains, and it's half the size of a room sort of thing. They're all stood around there. But yeah, over 600-year-old clock we got to see as well, so that was good. Yeah, lots of things happening.
Right, I'm just going to continue this conversation with Anne. That she said that didn't work for hours in the 5-gallon tank we're talking about fish here. After a couple of years, he could barely turn around. Poor thing. Okay, this went wrong. It sounded very plausible, so I believed him. I was gullible.
Right then.
Oh, yes, we know you love the red arrows, Lexi.
Shall we have our last question?
Let's have our last question. Oh, quick.
You can't imagine.
Here we go, it's that question.
It's that question,
Brace
folks.
yourselves.
Get ready. How many times, and the t-shirt doesn't count.
No.
How many times
It'll be the real one.
did Manky appear in this week's video? Was it A5, B6 or C7?
Go.
What are we thinking, folks? Do you think it was 5, 6 or 7? How many times? Ed says 4.
Oh, Ribble Finds and Crafts are in with their very detailed information. 7 or 8 if the t-shirt counts.
Right, so that they're going for 7. Yeah.
Right.
Is Mini Beast going for a split average?
6 or 8.
6 or 8, add them together, divide by 2, you end up with 7, like. Because
right, quite a selection, yeah. No. 5, 7, 5, 7. Not many people. What was the numbers? You did put 6 in, didn't you? Not many 6s.
Yeah.
2 is right.
Well, folks, I can tell you that our winners tonight are Jason Schwartz.
Well done, Jason.
Carlin Scott.
Well done, Carlin.
And the highly detailed Ribble Finds and Crafts.
Thank you, Ribble. Well done.
Yes, because the answer is 7. As they said, 7 or 8 if the shirt counts. And as I said, the shirt doesn't count.
No.
And they've given us the details there because in the car ride, in the mirror of the car ride, a short car ride, Manky was in the mirror. In the bush, on the moving stairs, by the chocolate box, looking at Captain America, in the flower arch behind the big sunflower, and in my pocket at the end when I did the final piece.
So yes, Linda, reflections do count.
Yes, the reflection counts. He was there looking through the window. That was my sneaky one. So there we go. And before we go, just a quick shout out for our young friend Oliver, who posted a cracking picture this week, making myself and I'm sure John and a few others very jealous with his brick find.
Yeah.
Because he found a Trimsaran brick.
Yeah.
So well done, Oliver, and well done, Kate, for taking such beautiful photos.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Quite a good
we've got,
photographer.
I tell you what, we've got some very talented photographers posting on our Facebook.
Not only that, crafts and painting and things. So keep putting, if you've got some crafts or cooking, anything you've done, pop it on the page.
Yes.
We all love seeing what's going on.
Yes, speaking of that, Ed, excellent. I see you finished your picture. That's looking good. And Phyllis, just to show the variety we get, Phyllis put up a little bit of family history. She's also plotted her trip to Casablanca. And the fun fact, we'll finish on a fun fact, and that is that the Scottish Highlands were once connected as part of the same range of mountains that run right down into North America.
Oh, so there we go. We're very close neighbours then, just across the mountains.
Before it all broke up, it all was together. There we go. So you heard it here, folks. Well, we'd better go.
Oh, Mini Beast, you say my dad hasn't been accepted into the Facebook group yet? We'll go and sort that out now.
Haven't he?
Right.
Does he put himself in? Ooh, let's have a look.
Right, if he doesn't get accepted, tell him to apply again because he should be in. Or wait a minute, Phil's having a look for you now. Anyway, while Phil is having a look and sorting that out.
No, there's no request on the Facebook group. I've admitted everyone. So double check that, and if you haven't been accepted, then please put in another request because.
Yeah, then make sure it's the group, not the page.
Yeah, because you could just go on the page. We got
So,
put in an application.
So let's go with the Johnsons with an exclamation mark, and it's the group. And as soon as we get the application, we let him in. Right then, so thank you all for joining us. Thanks for joining in the quiz, makes it more fun. And we'll see you all next time. But until then, don't forget,
have fun.
Bye.
Bye.